How much did you smell before you came? Somebody been in my chair and moved it all the way to the top. Who did this? I think this is a Tiffany thing. Just to be mean or something. Happy post-election day, everybody. How we feeling? Morning. Anybody tired? I'm a little tired. I stayed up till 11. Felt pretty good about it at that point. Morning, Pam. Share to group. Share. I'm missing a group somewhere. There it is. Y'all stay up late last night? It's worth it though. I went to bed about 11, feeling good about it. Once I saw the numbers in Pennsylvania and how different they were from 2020, I was like, oh, that's good. Happy Wednesday morning to you, everybody. Welcome in Thunder Radio Morning Show, getting you to work, getting you to school, getting you home from work for you night shift warriors, brought to you each and every day by Dr. James Van Winkle and his many great services to make you look great, function great, and feel great, including his M-Sculpt Neo. Get the muscles you've always wanted because you'll be able to afford a beach vacation again. drvanwinkle.com. 482 Interstate Drive in Manchester. We are tired, but we are here. We were up late. I was up late watching election returns last night and handling some of the local returns. We'll talk about that. There's a few local races that were of note last night. We'll talk about those in a minute. Of course, we're going to talk presidential race. We'll dig into that. We got a guest today. Dr. Aaron Carmine's going to be in. He has been in East Tennessee, I believe, is where he was, or somewhere in North Carolina. He's somewhere out that direction, doing some amazing volunteer work, doing some cleanup out there. Second trip out there for him from Hurricane Helene. He's going to come in and spend almost an hour with us, kind of walking us through the different things that he's been up to out there, just volunteering his time, making that trip, and being a part of that. So we'll talk to him later on in the show. We still will have games. Stupid Silly Stat, Name That Tune, is on theme today. So we'll get to that in a little while. Super excited. It's going to be a good show. Let's take a look at the temperature outside. It is mild out there. It's 68 degrees already. This does not feel like November. 78 for your high. There is a 40% chance of showers and storms. Could see some decent showers later on today. Temperature update brought to you by our friends at Wisteria Hill Boutique. You'll be able to afford Christmas shopping again, too. Get on down there to Wisteria Hill, 205 South Woodland Street, near the square in downtown Manchester. They got all their new Christmas arrivals out, so get on down there and see them. Full weather forecast coming up in a little while, but first, let's bring in the better half of the Thunder Radio Morning Show. Across from me sits the brains of this operation, the planner, the organizer, the CEO and president of Coffee County Broadcasting Incorporated. She is by far the looks inside of this studio. She is the president-elect of the Manchester Chamber of Commerce. She is the microphone licker, the corncob eater, and one of the reasons the rockin' world goes round. Holly, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Did I forget any of them?
No, that's it.
I think I got them all. Happy post-election day, everybody. It's going to be quite a different tone on our show than it was for Van Jones last night on CNN. Oh, my gosh. the guy acted like he was at his daddy's funeral. He was having a hard time. So I stayed up till 11. Well, how late everybody stay up? 10:30. Woke up at 3. Holly was up at 3:30 this morning. What time did you get up?
Yeah, I couldn't take it.
She went to sleep early. She was asleep about 8:30.
It wasn't that early.
It's pretty early. Yeah, it's 8:30. You started falling asleep. You fell asleep on the couch. I had to wake you up. Because I was doing local returns from home last night. I didn't go to the election commission because there was.
Anyway, I was like, I can't. It was making me anxious.
She couldn't sleep.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying before I went to bed, while I was sitting there on the couch, I was like this. I was like, oh yeah. And so I went to bed, and I was like, I'll just find out in the morning. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
I'll find out in the morning.
I couldn't do it once I started getting into it.
But then in my sleep, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get up and check.
Well, because remember what happened in 2020? We went to sleep and woke up, and we found there's 100,000 mail-in ballots.
PTSD.
They all voted for Biden.
I was like, I need to get up. I need to check and see what the results are.
Once I saw the numbers in Pennsylvania, and were just each county by county. Once they were about 70% in, and you could see county by county where she was underperforming, and he was overperforming by 3 and 4% from 2020. I knew he was going to win Pennsylvania, and that was going to do it. So, and he was going to win Georgia. It's funny to watch him on CNN and try to find numbers. Like, what about this county? How many? If Kamala gets 100% of what's left, she maybe still could. I mean, it's nuts to watch him do that.
Because we were flipping it back and forth.
Yeah, I was watching CNN and Fox. I think CNN's, when John King gets on there and gets into the counties, I think he does a better job of breaking some of that down. Comings and goings, I don't know. I'll let that whole song play out.
Has that ever happened?
No, it's a short song. It's only 2 minutes, and so I didn't get back over here.
We're just having a conversation over on Facebook.
So you can be part of the show on the Carmine Family Dental Cameras, Facebook and YouTube. Get on over there and join us, and we'll chat with you during the breaks and during the song breaks and all that good stuff, and bring your comments on the screen, and we always have a good time doing that. All right, we do have comings and goings that are non-election related, but in case you just woke up, in case you didn't check, in case you weren't listening last night to Thunder Radio, we had live election coverage here from Fox News Radio up until midnight last night. If you did not see any of that, Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States. He's going to defeat Kamala Harris in the electoral race. He's going to defeat Kamala Harris in the popular vote, it looks like, unless something crazy happens. I don't know, they might find a bunch of votes. You never know. So looks like that's going to happen. Locally, 2 new county commissioners were elected. I believe District 2 and District 6. Don't hold me to that. That's Benton Brown and Sammy Anderson. Congratulations to them on their wins. And then school board seat 2 is going to be Chris Kuhn defeating Janet Thornton. State races, no surprises. Russ Bricken hangs on to the 47th seat in the House of Representatives. Janice Bowling holds on to the Tennessee Senate 13th district. So congratulations to them. They won last night in their races. And Marsha Blackburn, really no surprise there, won her United States Senate race. So we have more results on our website. You can see more numbers there, thunder1320.com. These are rough numbers, but Trump won Coffee County around 20,000 to 5,000. So pretty dominant.
Yeah.
In that. The girl when came in last night was asking me, well, I wonder how much. I wonder how many people here voted for Trump and Kamala. And I was like, I can tell you that. And I have those numbers.
I'm glad she's asking those questions.
She sat down and watched a lot of the election returns with me last night when she got home from work. She got home about 9:30, and she sat with me. She went to her room, and then she came back a couple times, but she sat with me for about 30 minutes and was asking questions about different things. But she knew more than I thought. Like, she started talking about things that surprised me. She's been paying a little bit of attention.
Well, she'll come home and tell us in Coach T's class, they'll discuss it. And she never comes home and tells me what's going on at school. It's usually the gossip, who sat at whose lunch table and who didn't.
Tea.
Yeah, the tea. But Coach T is what she talks about sometimes.
She's listening in history.
Yeah.
Or government. Government class is what she's in. So anyway, other things, we'll have plenty of time to talk politics today. 4 days away from the Coffee County Lady Raider basketball team's season ticket sales blitz. We've not talked much about this on the morning show. It's always a fun little event. Everybody's welcome to go. So this is Sunday from 2 until 4 in the afternoon at Joe Frank Patch Memorial Gymnasium. Lady Raider and Red Raider. I said Lady Raider like it's just the girls, it's the boys too. We're having their season ticket sales blitz. You can go get your season tickets for the season. It's $100, which is a really good deal because I think there's 13 or 14 home games. It's going to include all those, and it's $10 a piece to get into the games this year. So you're going to get a pretty good saving for that. And so if you go, you get to not only get your season tickets, then you get to pick your seat in the gym. So you get to go around and say, like, you know what, I want to watch all my games from right here. You can pick your seat. They'll put your name on it, and that's your seat reserved. So you get that spot all season long. No crazy random person can get it. Nobody from Warren County or something can come over here and get your seat. That's your spot. And you can have it for the year. And they have chairback seats available at an extra price. It's also the debut of the Red Raider store. So they're going to have.
I love that.
They're going to break that out this year. They're not doing the Raider room this year. It's different. They're not going to do their food. They're going to do the Raider store this year. They're going to have all new apparel.
Because I can't resist it. If I see somebody selling something, I want to buy it.
Yeah.
Even if I don't need it.
Yeah. I'm glad she admits it on air for y'all. Jessica being a real smart aleck this morning. You can get season tickets for the season. Who knew?
I love it.
I said that because it includes all the home games, not just the regular. Like it includes the Hall of Fame games too, Jessica. So sometimes it doesn't.
Get him, Jessica.
But anyway, that's this Sunday 2 to 4, and usually both teams are there running through some drills, and there's usually some food, that's involved in that. So y'all get on out Sunday and do that. We are 22 days away from Thanksgiving, believe it or not, 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Gracious.
And so we can all afford our Thanksgiving dinners again, probably. Maybe not this year, but next year. And we are 24 days away from the Manchester Christmas Parade. I know a lot of people are starting to ask about that, and they'll have the downtown tree lighting and things like that on November the 30th. That's Saturday. November the 30th. So that's just some of the things coming up here in the general time frame in the Manchester area. You have anything over there to add to that list?
Yes, brother. So the Coffee County EMS is having a ribbon cutting today at 11.
I knew there's a ribbon cutting somewhere because I went to put on my sweatpants today, and I was like, wait a minute, there's ribbon cutting today somewhere. I can't remember where. So I put on
Good call.
Put on my fancy clothes. I got on blue jeans and a polo.
Yeah.
Look out.
Fancy. That's going to be at 1110 Madison Street.
Okay.
And it's to celebrate the EMS's
renovated building.
Renovated
there
facility.
You go, yes.
When I said EMS's, I was like, wait, is that a word? Did I say it right? Apostrophe S, S apostrophe. I don't know. Any hootie. You don't have to be a member of the chamber to come down there. Maybe, maybe you just want to.
Yeah, you can tell Holly's president-elect of the chamber. She's just really peddling this chamber stuff.
I'm gonna tell you what I did yesterday, or what I didn't do, and it's not.
Did you eat a corn cob whole again?
No, I didn't. No.
There was a luncheon yesterday, and I walked in, and I was like, oh, nothing here looks controversial to eat. You don't chew on the fork, I don't.
At the end of the chamber luncheons, they do like open floor where you can stand up and make a announcement. Table announcements is what it's called. And
Did you make an announcement?
No, I didn't. I have had to do that a couple of times before, and maybe once. I don't like doing it. I don't like standing up in front of people and talking. So while I was sitting there, I'm like, is there anything that I need to announce that's coming up? And I was really trying to rack my brain. And then I thought about the ticket sales for the basketball teams that you were just talking about. But I was also thinking about Praters this weekend. The Lady Raiders are having their auction and dinner this weekend. So I was going to stand up and make an announcement.
Yeah.
But I got too nervous.
Well,
I couldn't.
It's fine. I don't think you. I think it's sold out anyway.
Is it sold out?
I think they've sold all their tickets.
Whew, good.
And I think that you probably didn't have all the information to then.
No, I had pulled it up on my phone.
You had
it. But I had started sweating. So
you chickened out.
And I was like, all right, they're because they were about done. They had went past my section before I was like, okay, I'm going to do it.
So you were going to be the person that made everybody stay longer at the lunch.
And that's why I didn't. I was like,
that's why she reasoned in her head that she didn't. She's like, you know what? Nobody wants this anyway.
I was like, it's almost over. If I'm not going to be that person. If one more person raises their hand, I'll do it. And then someone raises their hand. I was like, oh, I can't. But then I saw like some of our friends who are big basketball fans, like in the back corner, and I was like, oh, they're here. You know, I should say something, even though they're probably already going. I don't know. I felt compelled to do it, and then I chickened out.
Oh, Holly.
So-
And this is the president elect of the Chamber of Commerce, by the way. We had a vote yesterday to accept the new board, and I voted no. They were like, all in favor say aye, and all opposed say no.
Oh,
and
he
I was
made
like,
me so
I was
mad
like, no.
because they read off the name of the new board members at the luncheon. And then this is Josh as they're going through the list of names. Oh, look, your name's up there. Get ready. Your name's coming up. When you stand up, I'm gonna laugh.
I didn't say that. I said, when they had the vote, I said, I'm voting no.
Any hootie.
Holly chickened out.
I lost my train of thought. I
You
don't
were done
know
with the
what-
story. You were done. You chickened
Okay.
out. That was the end of it. I have a chamber question here that you can answer, Holly. As president-elect, I'm not going to answer. I'm going to let you answer it and see if you get it right. Okay?
Oh God.
And if you get it wrong, you're fired from being president-elect. Katie Riddle's probably listening.
Nobody tell Katie Riddle about this.
She
thing. I
listens
hope
to the
she
show.
no, I hope she turns her radio off.
Do you have to have to have a brick and mortar business in order to be a member of the chamber?
Absolutely not.
Good,
No,
Holly. She got it right.
Not at all.
No, you do not. You can still be a member. A lot of people are members that aren't brick and mortar businesses.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you're not a brick and mortar business, but you want to do a ribbon cutting.
Yeah, you can do it at another business.
You can do it at another business, or if you want to
Just a network or
go
something.
to the chamber and we'll stand out front of there and cut it. Or like a lot of folks will be like, hey, we're having a ribbon cutting at Common John,
Yeah.
you know, for the folks who don't have a brick and mortar or wherever, Beans Creek or, you know, wherever you pick. That's where we'll go.
Holly's jacked up on the coffee this morning, buddy. She is going 100 miles an hour.
You try to paint that or preface it that like I'm an idiot. Okay, Holly, here, I'm going to give you a question. Oh, good job.
You did real good.
Good job, Holly.
Who is this impersonation of? That's not
It's-
me.
It's Brandy's impersonation of you.
It is. Yeah, she has a yeah. I'm like, where does that even come from? She doesn't like me very much, I don't think. All right, we've got more morning show. A very busy day. We'll talk a little politics, of course. We've got Dr. Carbine coming in later. Not to talk politics, but I'm pretty sure he's going to wear a Trump hat to hang out with us in a little while. But he'll be coming in, and he's been out in East Tennessee in the devastated area where Hurricane Helene did a lot of damage. He's made 2 trips out there. I think he just got back from his second trip. He goes out there with his excavator and volunteers his time to go out there and do work for people and do cleanup work. So he's going to come in. He's going to describe to us some of the things that he's seen, what he's been doing out there. So we're pumped about that. He's going to join us around 7:40 or so. We got Stupid Silly Stat coming up in a little bit. Chance to win prizes. Name that tune. It's all on the Thunder Radio Morning Show, brought to you by Dr. Van Winkle.
Enjoy the morning show with Josh and Holly on the Carmine Family Dental Camera Perfect Smile Cams. Just find Thunder Radio on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube to watch the show.
Reduce fat.
What's for breakfast? I don't know. What are you laughing at?
Somebody posted, we can now be unburdened by what has
I saw somebody that was like, I feel unburdened by what has been this morning. You know, she didn't break that out much during the campaign. She got told to hush that up.
That's why this fall we're offering brand new better checking and savings accounts designed for you and
No, I didn't make no sausage biscuits or nothing this morning. Didn't even know why you was up so early to make no breakfast.
He wanted, oh, y'all.
I didn't say it. They said it. I was just passing along the messages.
I come home, Josh is like, you and me both need to eat healthier. We both need to. And
We
so
do.
I went to the store yesterday and I got salmon and high protein foods and all the foods that taste like cardboard. I got them. You know, I come home and he was like, I want party food to watch the election.
Well, I mean, you got to have some chips and dip.
So I made him some chips and dip, and you know, I had some little cocktail shrimp and everything. He's the only one that ate any of it. And then I was like, you want me to save the Nah, I'm not going to have any more of that.
You never eat the leftovers.
So I know I didn't want it. So
They're still
I'm not
healthy
going to get
food.
up and cook him breakfast
No.
again. Just heat up some dip. Heat up some of that queso and eat it.
There's meat in it. Just because I asked Ron if they covered the election in China. He said every news outlet had it on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm sure they're keeping a close eye on
Yeah.
things. So Russia was like, we will not be sending a congratulations to Trump. I was like, I thought y'all said that they.
Isn't that a win when
Right.
Russia doesn't like
Doesn't.
your president?
I think that's a win.
If Russia was like, yes, this is
Boom.
awesome.
That's what we wanted.
I would feel a little nervous.
Yes. I think I have more of a sense of relief than about anything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I was not looking forward to what was about to happen. Yeah, Miami-Dade was red. Trump said last time Miami-Dade was red was before I was born. That's nuts. Hillary won Miami-Dade by like 30 points.
Wow.
Trump won Miami-Dade last night. But that's crazy.
Has she spoke
You know what's
today yet?
crazy? You know
I
what's
hadn't
crazy?
seen it.
I hadn't seen it either. What's insane to me is the fact that we can't count these damn votes in a timely manner. I had Coffee County's early returns, or early voting and absentee numbers by 7:25 last night. And then I had the finals by 8:30, maybe. Finals for Coffee County. Done. Florida counted their 9 million votes, or how many there were. Those were counted and done by like an hour and a half after the election. 100% done. But meanwhile, up in Milwaukee, we got to redouble count these 30,000 because I'm not sure that this was locked. And they're like, I don't understand that. Potato soup sounds good. Potato soup.
I love potato soup.
Mercantile's got to get potato soup.
I didn't eat potato soup, or had never even tried it until Josh's grandma made cheeseburger soup. Now it's my favorite thing.
We're on theme this morning, Ollie.
I had to start again with just my children and my wife.
Thunder Radio Morning Show, post-election edition. Josh and Holly with you, getting you to work, getting you to school, getting you home from work for you, Night Shift Warriors. We're glad to have you with us. Brought to you by Dr. Van Winkle. If you were jumping up and down last night celebrating a Trump win, and you've got urinary incontinence, that's a problem. Make sure you solve that with M-Cella treatments. Learn more at drvanwinkle.com. Holly, what's funny?
Sometimes you are.
Oh, did that make you laugh?
You made me chuckle. I wasn't laughing. Sometimes you just cannot resist an urge to like touch a button.
And well, it got to a good part. We did. Yes, JC Marsha Blackburn did win last night. Marsha Blackburn won last night. Janice Bowling, Rush Bricken, all winning last night locally. All right, Holly, what are we talking about here?
I don't know.
Politics. You want to play some of the fun reactions by some of these losers?
No.
Because two things. For me, there's more of a sense of relief this morning than about anything. I'm like, okay, phew, it's not as much victory feel as it is just like,
yeah,
we avoided disaster.
Yeah.
But watching some of the headlines that come out of the media, oh my gosh.
I'm so naive. When I saw like there were
like the CNN headline is Trump retakes power. Like they're clearly shaping that for, they're clever with their words there.
Yeah.
They're trying to paint that as he's power hungry, and that's what they're trying to use. His projected victory hands Trump massive disruptive power and will send shockwaves around the world.
Good grief.
That's the headline on CNN, not an opinion piece. That's the headline. His projected victory hands Trump massive disruptive power and will send shockwaves around the world. I think it hands him the same amount of power that Joe Biden has today. Does it not? Does it not hand him the same amount of power that Joe Biden has and the same amount of power that Kamala Harris would have had she won? And that's what drives me insane. I was blind to all that until about 2016.
Yeah.
2018, when I really saw what the media tried to do with him. And I was like, oh my gosh. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your thought.
Oh, did I have a thought?
Well, yeah, maybe.
I don't remember what it was. I don't know.
I think you were getting ready to say you didn't realize how bad the media was maybe in some of this.
That's not.
No?
I was going to talk about the number of the millions of people that voted for her. And again, if you voted for, that's fine. That's your
Well, about 5,000 of you around here did.
that's your right.
Sure. 100%. I don't see it the other way where they are very upset over there that anybody voted for Donald Trump.
I guess I'm trying to say this by being nice, and I don't think there's a nice way to say it. I see someone. It surprises me that anybody votes for her, let alone millions of people.
Yeah.
Like, to me, saying I don't like him does not mean she's qualified.
Yeah, that's
and that's what bugs me. Wait.
Yeah.
And actually, I believe it was Chris Cuomo.
It was.
Who said, if you have to go into the jungle and fight, you don't care that your leader is
a little dirty.
A little savage. You kind of want somebody
have to have.
that is gonna just get the job done. You don't have to like it. You don't have to, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's you're correct. You're correct there. I think that's what disturbed me is when I, like last night, they're interviewing somebody that they pulled out of the polls and he walks out. And
oh my gosh, that was awful.
They're like, you voted for Kamala, huh? And he was like, yeah. And they're like, what made you vote? My girlfriend texted me and told me I had to, or she was going to break up with me. And that's why he went to vote.
The reporter was like, really? He's like, no, I lied.
He said, no, I made that up, but it sounded pretty cool, huh? Like this was on live TV last night. And then there were a lot of people I saw that, they get them on video and they're like, well, I want a female president. And I was sitting with the girl one last night when one of those happened. And she was like, but she'd be a bad one. Then nobody else will want to vote for a female president. Like,
yeah.
Why are you voting for her just because she's a girl? I mean, and the girl one's an 18-year-old non-political savvy person.
Yeah.
And so I think apparently some people went that route. If you went that route because of policy, then that's fine. But if you go that route, I don't agree with you, but if you go that route because of, well, I just want a female, it's time we have a female president. I'm like,
why?
I don't understand that.
Who's watch?
Yeah. So is it time? I don't get that. So I'm glad that it worked out okay. And
I wonder how they would feel if a man who identified as a woman ran for president. Would they feel as if that was the first woman president?
Right,
or would they be like, wait, that's a man?
Didn't Caitlyn Jenner get Woman of the Year? Like the first year as a woman?
Yeah.
So, I feel like that counts, right? They get to play on the sports teams.
Some of them.
Sometimes. So, yeah, that's, I don't agree with everything the dude does. I'm just, a lot of times in politics, you're picking the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, there's sometimes he says stuff and I'm like, oh.
Cringe.
It's cringy.
Yeah, don't do that. But again, you're picking the lesser of two evils. And when I look at the establishment that tries so hard to move him out of the way, I'm like, why? Why do they want him out of the way so bad?
I look back at videos of him from the like late 80s, early 90s, maybe when he was on Oprah a lot. and he's consistent. He's consistent in the things he believed in. It's almost identical to some of the speeches he's given today about.
Yeah.
You checked out. You ain't listening.
No, I was looking at the comments.
I know.
Well, Trey had made a comment over on the cameras and said, "Can confirm economy and immigration important to people," and that's kind of what I said yesterday. I told Holly yesterday. I was like, "It's the economy. You can talk about all these other topics and all these other issues and the mean tweets and the mean things and the DEI and the this and that. It's the economy. Period. People want more money."
I had a friend when I years ago, and we were pretty close. It was just a girl gang, just a group of girls, and we were friends. And one of them, her political beliefs were very left, and she during the 2016 election, I believe, we could no longer be friends. She did not want to be friends with me. I didn't talk politics. I didn't get to work and you know, I wasn't sending her a bunch of memes to antagonize her. That's not me. She just knew who I was.
It was the 2020 election.
Was it the 2020 election?
Yeah, COVID time.
Okay, 2020. No, it what I didn't work at the hospital during COVID. It was before that. It was 2016.
Okay. You did. You did.
2019, I stopped working at
but I thought
in December 2019, last day.
Okay, well, it's not worth arguing. Go ahead.
I don't know what I was saying. You knocked me off track. Like I'm not even on the train track anymore. I'm trying to find my shoes in the woods somewhere.
You got to be more focused than that.
Just don't interrupt me. Lord of mercy.
Basically, you couldn't be friends with this person because they.
Okay. Yes. Well, this morning I saw a post she had made that says, women's rights have been taken away, but enjoy gas prices. I'm like, you can belittle that all you want to. It makes it hard to buy groceries to feed your kids. And I'm sorry, that's important to some people. And a raise, not just gas prices, not just gas. It's an inflation everywhere, and that affects you, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's so hard. And I'm like, why you make it seem like, oh, we just want to save a few cents on gas, so we're taking away women's rights? That's not. You are.
Well, nobody's taking away women's rights.
I know, and that
Christina Applegate this morning on Twitter was just next level. She had posted a tweet. She was like, "Why? My daughter, who is 12, by the way, I'll put that part in there. Her daughter's 12. My daughter is in absolute tears because her freedoms are going to be taken away. Somebody please tell me why."
What? You're in California. You're probably fine.
Trey says Holly is out of line. No wonder she normally sleeps till 6:15.
Out of line?
She's a little cranky.
Out of line?
Maybe he just means out of sorts.
I'm gonna fight Trey and then get back in line where I'm supposed to be.
All right, we got more morning show. We got games when we come back. I do got to get a full weather forecast for everybody. We got some rain chances in there, which is good. We need a 40% chance of rain today, which that bodes well because yesterday there was a no % chance of rain, and we got rain. So it's a high of 78, 30% chance of rain overnight tonight, low of 62. So we remain unseasonably warm for November. 75 on Thursday with a 20% chance of rain. 74 on Friday with a 20% chance of rain. Weekend looks a little wetter. 50 to 60% chance of rain Saturday, Sunday. Highs around 70 degrees. Overnight lows hanging around upper 50s to 60. Weather forecast brought to you by Patent Pest Control. Spiders, termites, fleas, ants. Call today. No contract obligations. 931-247-0781. That's Patent Pest Control.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOM.
Oh, technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent...
All right. I thought you weren't working there. I thought y'all were still friends. That's why I said 2020, because
She had left.
Yeah,
I worked there for
yeah, I remember.
a
I
long
and I
time.
thought she had left and done like traveling COVID stuff and came back. Like I thought y'all were still friends during that time. That's why.
She left before then to go work in Cookville.
Mhm.
So she was at Cookville. And
Sorry,
then,
I changed it. I should have brought it up.
and then COVID hit. And she left there and went and did that.
Okay. I thought y'all were still friends during that time. Is why I said it that way. That's my fault.
Are you paying too much for Medicare? Southland Insurance Advisors in Manchester is ready to help. Schedule your
I don't know.
cost
No, I
Me
don't know.
neither.
today.
It don't.
My
But
memory's
does
not
it
as good as
matter
yours.
though? I don't think it actually matters.
No, it doesn't. That's what I said. It doesn't matter. I should have brought it up. It doesn't matter. But I'm probably right. Your vest matches your hat real
Don't
nice.
talk to me.
I'm just joking, Holly.
Oh, so funny.
It's gonna be this kind of day. She's cranky.
Funny guy.
She needs a nap.
You know why I'm cranky? Because the girl one got pulled over last night on the way home.
And it's unsettled. That's what it is. She's not addressed it.
I didn't find out till this morning because I had already found us. She didn't get a ticket. But I don't play when it comes to
It's
vehicles.
frustrating. Well, it's frustrating to me because we have constantly reminded her to slow down. And I just sent a text out where some poor teenager was killed in a wreck. Just tragic. Not somewhat local. And I just sent a text to her and the boy one the other day with that story. I'm like, hey guys, let's drive the speed limit. No texting and driving.
always when before they leave, I'm like, drive safe, don't speed, drive safe.
And she's buzzing down through there, driving too fast.
I got mad at her the other day because she was talking to her little boyfriend on the phone, and he was going to bring food over, and she was like, okay, yeah, but just hurry. And I said, I said, do not tell him to hurry. He will get here when he gets here. Don't make him feel anxious to where he has to speed. I got on to her. And
Yeah.
I guess I'm just going to have to
Should
fight
make
her,
her call her. Call him
fight
back.
her today after school. If y'all see her, tell her I'm mad at her.
Trey said she's 18. She ain't worried about your lecture.
I know.
This is the problem. It's a tough age because it's like.
Well, it ain't child abuse anymore if I hit her, is
Yeah,
it?
you can smack her around now.
She's a grown woman now.
Watch
It's
this.
just two old gals going at it.
Two old cows. Did she not? Did Kamala not talk last night? Did she not?
She didn't.
She didn't address
She was
her.
going to talk this morning. She did not address
So
last
she
night.
left everybody at the party. Well, that's kind of a sore loser mentality.
Yeah. That's why I didn't.
Now I'm waiting to see what happens in the next 2 months. Like you talk about interesting. You know what I mean? Like Trey said, raise your kid, Holly, so I don't have to. Trey's trying to get her hit.
I'm going to go check her
Holly's
out.
gonna go
I'm
home
going to go
to-
check her out of school. I'm going to hit her, and I'm going to send her back to
Check
class.
her back in. See, listen. Here's the Fox News headline today. I look at all of these just to look at the different comparisons and how they cover it. The Fox News headline: Donald Trump projected to become 47th president of the United States. Very straightforward, right? And then back to the CNN thing. Trump retakes power. Disruptive power, shocking waves around the world. Blah blah blah. And then right below that, it's where the Harris campaign went wrong. The Harris campaign probably went wrong because they were never duly elected as the candidate of the Democratic Party. Even MSNBC has a more straightforward headline: Trump defeats Harris.
That's what it is.
Yep.
That's it. Just that.
Biggest red wave since Reagan in '84. Well, because the Republicans took the Senate and are probably going to have the House. There's still a few races there.
You know what was the outcome in Texas?
The total, I mean,
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz won.
Good.
Tracy said, I'm all for pain compliance. But I thought Harris was going to be a president for all Americans, but she can't even show up and talk to her supporters after she loses.
Whether it's a routine cleaning or a
That's the end of her political career, by the way. Like, she ain't coming back. They trotted her out there. She was the worst candidate 4 years ago. She would not have won a primary this time. She just was put in there. She won't be back.
Camera Perfect Smile Cams. Just find Thunder Radio on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube to watch the show.
Thunder Radio Morning Show continues. Getting you to work, getting you to school, getting you home from work. Busy day post-election. Some of the local elections. You can see results on our website, thunder1320.com. But we did have a couple of local races. County Commission, Benton Brown and Sammy Anderson winning seats, and school board, Chris Kuhn winning a seat over Janet Thornton. But you can see full results at thunder1320.com. And again, statewide, Rush Bricken, Janice Bowling keep their seats in the House and Senate, respectively. And Marsha Blackburn wins her spot in the United States Senate. So get on over to our website, thunder1320.com, for more details. Tiffany's got the coverage there. Holly has got the menu for Praters today.
Yep, it's Wednesday. That means you can get meatloaf, pork loin, pork loin over dressing, smoked pulled pork mash, potatoes with brown gravy, pinto beans, green peas, squash, pasta salad, coleslaw, or side salad. Get your choice of a meat, 2 sides, a drink, and bread, all for just $9.99. Find Praters at 620 Woodbury Highway.
Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf? The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
And Praters. Hey, we'll be there tonight for the Raider football review.
Yeah.
7 o'clock. I forgot about that until just now.
You're really good at your job.
All right. Well, there's a lot going on, Holly.
And now it's time for stupid, silly statistics that you never knew
I don't know where you're getting your statistics.
and probably don't need.
Kim, did you bring your statistics?
Stupid Silly Stat revved up by our friends at Freedom Automotive. That's Freedom Automotive in Manchester. Tires, alignments, custom exhaust, all available and doable at Freedom Automotive. Open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, and they're locally owned and operated. So those owners and those technicians, they are eating at the same restaurants as you. The kids playing on the same ball teams, going to the same schools. They're going to go the extra mile to make sure you're taken care of. So get on by and see them at Freedom Automotive, right in front of College Street Elementary School. Holly.
There's a debate online on whether it's okay to do this at work. Most people say no. What is it? Most people say it's not okay to do this at work.
All right, take your guesses this morning at 728-1320. It's a family show.
While we have a second, the other day I was at the store and I saw this tooth ornament, and I knew Dr. Carmine was coming in today, so I bought it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, how? Now that I get it, I'm embarrassed, and I don't. What do I just say?
Just walk up to him and randomly hand it to him and walk off.
I
That's
got
how
you
normally.
this tooth ornament.
I got you this tooth.
So then I was like, I'm not going to give it to him because that's cringy.
Golly,
But then I'm
Holly.
like, what am I going to do with it? Look how big that tooth is. It's as big as your hand. I can't keep this.
All right, 728-1320. We're playing Stupid Silly Stat. We may have ran everybody off with our political talk. We don't have anybody left. 728-1320. This is a Stupid Silly Stat today. There's a debate online about whether it's okay to do this at work. Most people say no. But
My mom just sent a text that said poop.
well, one of the guesses on the cameras was not flush the office toilet. Morning show.
Change clothes.
Change clothes. Good guess, but nope, not it.
Lorraine's taking her shirt off again.
Well, I change clothes here often, but I shut the door. Tiffany's got a clever way of approaching the back office. She'll just shout my name. And if I don't shout back, she doesn't go. That's kind of our
She'll
language
come
here.
in, she won't even come into my office all the way to get to your office. She'll go, Josh Peterson.
Yeah. And if I don't respond, she doesn't go any further. Don't tell him what I'm doing back there. Morning show.
Smell like tobacco products.
Not it. Morning show.
Talk politics.
Talk politics is a great guess considering the discussion today, but that's not it. Good try. Great guess. That's a good way to rile up the coworkers. There's a debate online about whether it's okay to do this at work. Most people say no, you should not do this at work. Morning show.
Do exercise.
Not it. Dr. Carmine says hit other employees. Morning show.
Fall asleep.
Fall asleep is a really good guess. Not it, though. I hope most people would say no to that. You should not be falling asleep at work. Told that story before. I used to have an employee that fell asleep right in the middle of the office where people walking down the street could see. Morning show.
Talking about religion.
Talking about religion. Good guess, but not it. Some good guesses. I got Thunder Radio swag this morning for the winner. 728-1320. Morning show.
Start rumors.
Good try, but no. Matthew's hard at it this morning, isn't he? Morning show.
Heat up fish.
Oh, that is not okay. It's also not the right answer. We had a teacher in 8th grade reading class who had a microwave in her room, and she heated up some kind of fish in the middle of the day when we were in that room. And that smell is still singed into my nose hairs.
Singed into your clothes, the fabric.
You can't get that smell out. You had somebody do that at your old workplace.
Yeah, we basically worked in a closet-sized office. There were like 3 or 4 of us in this little office with our microwave and 2 or 3 computers.
That was your department.
That was my whole department. And yeah, she reheated her fish in it.
I would not do that. Like, what that's going to do. Like, you got to bring another option, man. How selfish do you got to be?
We had a cafeteria. I'm like, take that into the kitchen and heat it up.
Yeah. Like, how selfish do you got to be like, I don't care that there's 3 or 4 people in this tiny room. I'm heating this fish up in here.
One time, me and one of my coworkers, we tried to see if you could cook an egg in the microwave.
Yeah.
Like, so we put the egg whole, like in the shell.
Explode.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were very busy that day.
It did explode.
728-1320. There's a debate online about whether it's okay to do this at work. Most people say no, it's not okay. This is a pretty basic thing. I'm surprised we've not gotten the answer yet. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing way out there. So
it's not something that's normally taboo. It's not like something you shouldn't do.
I do this occasionally.
I do this here.
I do this sometimes. 728-1320. Morning show.
Play on your phone.
Play on your phone. Good try, but not it. I'd say most people are going to say that is okay because that's what they do. Morning show.
Talk on the phone, like personal phone calls.
Not it. Good try. Amber on the camera says show up with your hair wet. Morning show.
Go around without shoes on.
Go around without shoes on is the right answer. Winner. Matthew, after 10 guesses, buddy, you have got it. Winner.
Okay.
Good job, buddy. Come on up here and get you a shirt.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Take your shoes off. That's the answer. Take your shoes off. Most people say no, you should not do that. I guess it depends on where you work.
What? Yeah.
Like,
you working at a hospital?
Then you probably ought to keep your shoes on. But like here, I'll take them off in the back, and then if somebody comes, I'll throw them on and run back up here. There have been times where I've accidentally forgot, and I'll run.
Oh,
back
I have come up here
and I come up
with
front,
my socks on. Yeah,
and I forgot to put my shoes back on.
People
like,
always like look at me and then look down at my feet.
I'm like, why are you looking at my feet?
Don't make it obvious, man. Yeah, I'm in my socks.
Morning show.
Ordering things off the computer, Amazon and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Shopping
online.
Shopping. That's not it.
Yes.
The caller before you got it, it was taking your shoes off. They hung up. I think they knew. They just wanted to tell me their answer anyway. Who doesn't online shop at work? It's too
my
easy
favorite
now.
time to shop, actually.
Yeah.
When I'm on
Holly's
when I'm
here,
on the clock.
instead of making money, she's here spending money. That's our thing.
Josh drives me nuts. It just because I'll decorate the house for Christmas and whatnot, and he's like, "It looks so good in here. You have really made it look very cozy, and I enjoy just being here.
Doesn't have to be nice.
Why do I need to go on vacation when the house looks so nice?" And then I'll pick up something like a little home decor somewhere, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Well, because right before she decorates for Christmas, all the decorations come down, and she called me and said, "I have a problem. There are too many decorations here. I don't know what I've done, but there's too much."
I didn't say there was too many. I said there was so many.
And then she said it with, "I have a problem. I cannot believe." She said, "I cannot believe I have gotten this much." She said that.
I can't because that's like winning the lottery.
The next
It's like
day
I
she
cannot
comes-
believe
No,
I've got all
that's
this
not how she said it.
money.
She said it in a concerned way. And the next day she
That's
comes
because
home.
I knew I was going to have to do that much work. But when it's all up,
There's
it's
nowhere
not.
to put it.
It's not. Yes, there is. You don't know.
And then she comes home the next day from the dollar store with just random Christmas trinkets.
Yeah.
Our house looks like
You
a
don't
home decor
understand.
store.
You don't understand. Like so. Each spot has to have something in it. If you look anywhere in the house, you should see something Christmas.
Yeah, well, we don't have a problem with that. It is everywhere.
No, I have some gaps and little spaces I can fill in.
Not in any. Anything else?
I don't reckon.
Let me tell you about my friends at Dirtworks. So you're going to get a little rain, it looks like, towards the end of the week. And this is the time of year where you're like, I really wish I could do something about, because, this spot over here, it holds water. I really like to clear that land in the back of the property. I like to get that cleared out and do something with that. Well, now's the time of year to do that. The grass is not growing. The leaves are falling. Perfect time to get ready for next spring and summer. Dirtworks does that. They're like the skilled surgeon of the excavation world. They can change how your water runoff does. They can look at your property. They're kind of like, they're like savants when it comes to this stuff. They're like, well, we can move this here and this there, bring dirt in here and fix drainage issues. They can install systems. They can cut in driveways. They can do all kind of different things. Anything excavation is available through Dirtworks in Manchester. Give them a call today at 931-409-0782. That's 931-409-0782. 931-409-0782.
Now, another update from the WMSR Thunder Radio News Center.
Thunder Radio's local news is brought to you by your hometown grocery store.
All right, y'all. Let's see here. Ollie's left me just for the morning. She'll be back. She is a hoarder when it comes to Christmas stuff. Much slower traveling this morning. Right on the speed limit. For the most part.
I wanted to say something to her when I got up this morning, and Josh told me. I wanted to go in there and wake her up, and Josh was like, "Well, I don't want to start our morning off bad." And I'm like, "You're soft."
No, we can address it when she gets home.
No, it wasn't the time. You were just like, we don't,
No,
she come in and told me. She didn't have to tell me. She come in and let me know. And
probably 12 over. Be my guess. I can't say that's nothing.
He don't know.
That's
he just picked a random number.
Well,
there.
she
have no
told
idea.
me she told me 10 over, and so I'm guessing it's more. But what makes me more mad than anything, is I can't look at Live 360 and see how fast she was going because she had no charge on her phone after being off all day yesterday. That's what makes me mad, because I wear her out about that.
She said it was a trooper, but
I
I'm
don't
like,
believe
a
that.
trooper didn't pull you over and not gave you a ticket. She don't know.
I don't believe that. But I got mad about the Live 360 things. I mean, she was off school yesterday. There's no reason for her phone to not be charged when she leaves. She came home with 1% battery.
She's trying to save her money. She's trying to save her money. And part of me wants to go in there.
Yeah, I would take whatever
and
ticket
take
costs.
the cost of a ticket out of there.
Let me know what the cost of a ticket for going 10 over is. Maybe that'll be the punishment. Trey said she didn't get stopped for 10 over, just saying. That's kind of what I think. I don't know that I believe that. And so I'm like, well, I want to find who. I'm going to go back out here tonight, start riding up and down Woodbury Highway, find the trooper, if that's who it was, or the county who sits out there, and be like, you stop her? I don't even know how fast she was going. Do not let her off.
I guess Josh said when she saw the blue light, she started crying.
And she knows how to get out of it. Just start crying immediately.
Some police officers
Don't
don't
care.
care. No, they do not care if you're crying.
Well,
They don't want to be out there writing tickets and
her age, I think, also probably helped her. She said he walked up and was like, you okay? First time?
in her little Chick-fil-A uniform.
Yeah. So
I wish I knew who it was.
I do too. Find out who works 53 last night for me, Trey. Do some work there.
He
ain't got
know
nothing else to
that.
do.
He don't.
He knows. He can find
got
out.
no way to know that.
He's an investigator. He can figure it out.
I did think, well, if they ran her license plate, is there any way to check to see what officer ran a license? But then I was like, that's too much.
Yeah, because her tags are expired. That is my fault. But see, she walked in the door and she said, I got stopped because my tags are expired. And I was like,
no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I said, your tags may be expired, which I don't know. I need to go look. I said, but that's not why you got stopped at 9:30 at night. Unless they were just riding behind you.
See,
and then she was like, well, I was speeding.
The difference between us as parents and some other people as parents, some mamas would be like, what's a police officer doing out that late at night just pulling people over? Don't they know people just trying to get home from work and why are they right there and making
Tracy.
Excuses?
That's what Trey said. Speeding and tags expired. No ticket. Likely a deputy. That's what I said.
It's not a trooper.
There's a deputy that sits out there in a white Expedition, often on 53. I bet that's who it was.
But he's during the day. He wouldn't be out there that late at night.
Yeah, maybe he switched, or maybe it's another one.
Or maybe there's more than one police officer that patrols Woodbury Highway.
I just see one out there often. But yeah, that's what I said. I was like, because she swore it was a trooper. I was like,
first thing I said was,
I don't think so.
not a trooper's not pulling you over, not writing you a ticket.
But unless he just happens to have an 18-year-old daughter at home and he connected there.
I don't know.
Radio management. Well, yes, it actually does. It's the morning show with Josh and Holly.
Welcome back, Thunder Radio Morning Show, powering along on this post-election Wednesday. Glad to have you with us. Josh and Holly getting you to work, getting you to school, getting you home from work for you. Night Shift Warriors, brought to you by Dr. Van Winkle, and his many great ways to make you look great, function great, and feel great. If you had any kind of extreme reaction to the election last night and you have urinary incontinence, then you had to change clothes. You can fix that with Emsella treatments. Solve urinary incontinence with in-office treatments. No surgeries required. Learn more at drvanwinkle.com. Holly, welcome back. I don't know why I clapped, but welcome back.
Thank you.
We've got guests coming up a little bit later on. Birthdays, too. Call those in, 728-1320. Dr. Carmine is going to be here. He spent a lot of time in East Tennessee. I may have said West Tennessee earlier, but that was clearly wrong.
I thought you might have said West, but I don't know.
It was East. East Tennessee, where Hurricane Helene did a lot of damage, in the North Carolina area, East Tennessee area, doing a lot of just volunteer cleanup work with his excavator. He's going to come in later and kind of talk to us about that. I'm pretty excited to hear some of the stories because he he has some pretty good stories to tell from his first visit. I think he's made 2 visits out there. So we'll be in touch with him. He'll be in here and visiting in a little while. But first we got games. Holly, name that tune.
Yeah, Josh is going to play a little snippet of a song. He's going to play a 1, 2, and a 3-second clip. Once you have figured out the name of that tune, give us a call on the Ben Lomond hotline. Area code is 931-728-1320. Do they need the artist?
Yep.
All right. Exact right name of the song and the artist for a chance to win
Black Rifle Coffee. 728-1320. By the way, if you've won Black Rifle Coffee and you've not picked it up, you've got about to the end of the week, and then I'm putting it back in the prize pot. Okay. All right. Name this tune. I'm themey today. That's all I'm saying. Do you know it?
Yeah.
I was in charge of picking the song today.
My 5-year-old nephew knows it.
I don't.
He
think
just
so.
texted me with the exact right answer.
What's the name of it?
I can't say it. I'll text it to you.
728-1320. Name that tune and the artist. Win a bag of Black Rifle Coffee and bragging rights for the day for winning on Thunder Radio's Name That Tune. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I cut off the last part of that, but apparently I did not. I just wanted to. Morning show.
Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. Artist?
Toby Keith.
Boom. Nailed it. Who we talking to?
Sherry.
Good job. I think Sherry was the answer there. Come on by and pick up your Black Rifle Coffee.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Where's that answer?
Brought to you courtesy.
Themey today.
Yeah, you should have cut the little tail off of that.
I meant to, and I guess I got in a hurry.
Good job.
Well, I was in here doing Holly's job for her. She wasn't here.
You can't do something nice for somebody and then make them. Well, you can. I say,
I wasn't going to, but you started doing it. You wanted to give me a hard time. And
I said, oh gosh, I'm running a little late. You said, don't worry about it, babe. I'll put the tune in for you.
And I did.
And then he makes me feel bad for it later.
Also would have accepted the Angry American. It's part of that title.
Is that what it's called?
It's Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, parentheses, the Angry American.
Okay. I didn't know that, the parentheses part.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would have taken that as well.
Okay.
It's a good tune. Shame Toby wasn't here for last night.
Yeah.
And today. Meanwhile, there's some real good things happening over on Twitter, buddy. People are melting down.
Are they?
It's a meltdown.
I hadn't got to really look. After I get off air today, I'll probably spend the majority of my day looking at that.
Yeah, like I've got a lot of work to do, but also I don't even have to work anymore. You know, it's like we're good. Listen. Holly and I are in the middle of a business change.
Yeah,
and there's more to come for that later. But we're in the middle of a business expansion. Business change is pretty expansive. There's a lot to it, and so I'm not gonna lie. Almost didn't do the whole thing because I was like, maybe we ought to wait till November.
Yeah.
And I went on a limb and said, you know what? I feel good about November. Let's do it anyway. Glad I did. But last night I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
That's why I had to end up going to bed. It's just, it was tearing my nerves up.
Yeah. I was, had it not gone well, I may have cried. So there's that. But yeah, people on Twitter are melting down 100%. But for the most part, you're seeing a lot. Elon Musk is taking a victory lap, buddy. I mean, a victory lap. He's basically like, this election has happened the way it happened because I bought Twitter. And it's the most used social site, and the information is out there now.
Yeah.
And he posted this morning and said, you are the media now.
Yeah.
Because legacy media is done. Nobody listens to them anymore.
What's legacy media?
CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC.
Why is it called legacy? Is it like a?
It's been around forever.
Okay,
okay. Legacy media.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Flagships.
For a minute, I thought you were implying that a company named Legacy
Oh.
owned all of those. And I was like, wait a minute.
No, that's not it. I seen a tweet yesterday that said election day and first week of college football playoff. This is not a safe space application. There was a lot of different things happening yesterday. We hadn't even talked about that. About the guy. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even look at the. I saw a couple of tweets about the college football playoff.
I heard Rick
rankings,
and Bubba talking about it,
but I didn't look at it. I was too concerned with other things. All right, we got other things to do. Dr. Carmene's in the house. We'll talk to him in a little bit. Common John Brewing Company is open today. It's Wednesday, so get on down there, have your beer, and celebrate at 210 Woodbury Highway. They got Singo tonight. So y'all get on down there and try that out. If you've not been down there for Singo, it's a fun time. It starts at about 6 o'clock. Breakfast starts this morning at 8. They're at 210 Woodbury Highway, online at commonjohnbc.com. Facebook and Insta as well, at commonjohnbc. Dr. Carmene joins us next. We're going to talk about what he's been up to. That's the Thunder Radio Morning Show here until 8:30, brought to you by Dr. Van Winkle.
Hey, Manchester. Brent Parsley here, City President at Coffee County Bank. Big news. Your banking experience is now better than ever.
How late did you stay up? Did you stay up late?
No, actually, I was in bed by 10.
Yeah, I was going to go to bed at 10. I was just a little uneasy. And by 10:30, I felt good, but
just rough last 2 days at work and then getting back from North Carolina. I was so tired, and I said, look, no matter what I do, if I stay up,
it ain't going to matter.
It ain't going to matter. It's not going to matter at all. So woke up at 3:30 this morning, looked at my phone, and
what time
then I woke Brooke up, and she's like, what? I said, honey, Trump won. She's like, he did?
Oh, good.
We go back to sleeping. I said, yeah. So then I was up. I've been up since 3:30.
You don't have to put those on yet if you don't want to.
Yeah.
My mom said to tell you, hey.
Hey. Yeah, we're finally getting her case wrapped up. I actually have to go up to the mountain today and sit with Dr. Corey Glenn and take her final scans that we did and convert them over to her final prosthesis. So
yeah.
She's doing really well with it. They look good. They're pretty.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wild surgery, though.
Do you want me to put a camera on you, Holly?
No.
I can use your phone.
No camera needed.
No camera for Holly. Or we can.
Did you hear me talking about that ornament?
Yes, this right
Yeah,
here.
I know,
Yes,
now I
yes.
feel
No,
Look at that tree.
heck no. I will put this on my Christmas tree.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Do you have a tree at your office?
Yeah, we put up a little one in the. We don't. I mean, my.
We got a
reception area is so
$20 dollar store tree.
Yeah.
The first year we bought the station, we didn't have any money.
Yeah.
We just bought the station, so we were like, oh, we gotta have a tree, and we went to the dollar store. I'm like, that's probably like $5 up here, and they were like $20. I'm like, maybe we won't get it.
Yeah, yeah, we've got some
looks good.
cheap. I think Debbie picked it up from like Goodwill or something. It was like a little tabletop one, and we put a few ornaments on it. So, absolutely, thank you. Yeah, we'll. I'll definitely put this on my tree for sure.
Yeah, Van Winkle said, I need to come see Dr. Carmene. Make my teeth great again.
I had two ladies.
That's what you need. You need to make your teeth great again.
I know. Make my smile great again or something like that.
Yeah.
I had two ladies from. I don't know if you saw it. They came from Knoxville yesterday. First time appointments. To my office.
Oh wow.
So they drove over, and they're friends. And Debbie, my office manager, my mother-in-law, she comes out. She says, "Hey, you gotta come out in the waiting room and see this." I had a waiting room full of people. They have trash bags on. It says Trump trash in like McDonald's little fry thing stuck to yesterday. And I walk out and they go, "Trump trash, baby!"
That's so
funny. It's so funny. I got a picture of it. I did a little TikTok on it because that's how they found me. It was so funny. So stinking funny. Yeah, that was them yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That
Hilarious.
is funny.
It's
Good for
hilarious.
them.
They were such good sports, and yeah, it's like the one had been messaging me back and forth like, I gotta come see you, and I'm like, well, yeah, come on over. And she's like, well, I'm gonna bring my friend.
Are they the same?
I'm not sure. I think the one's a little bit older. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny. So
Trey said, I can afford to buy them now. I think he's talking about
teeth.
Yeah. Make teeth affordable again. Yeah, I woke up and I was like, oh, I don't know if I would look at my phone. It's kind of like falling asleep at a really big like football game.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
Did they win? Did they not win? Did they win? And I've done that before. I fall asleep on the couch and then you wake up and I'm like,
Yeah,
check the
yeah.
sports. Oh, they won. So
I
And
was
this is gonna be
afraid.
interesting to watch The View today. Oh man, I want to watch The View today so bad.
oh, I watched some snippets of Joy Reid on MSNBC.
She was losing her mind last night.
Losing.
I didn't
I'm
see
talking Florida's fascist. They're
Yes.
right. I mean, just every name. You know, it's like they have the Rolodex of names. They just circle through it and
throwing-
pull one out.
Van Jones on CNN last night probably takes the cake on just crazy, outrageous rants. And Jen
Yeah.
Psaki
Yeah.
did some crazy ones.
Well, yes, it actually does. It's the morning show with Josh and Holly.
Thunder Radio Morning Show brought to you by Dr. Van Winkle. M-Sculpt Neo can get you the six-pack abs you've always wanted. In-office treatments. Learn more at drvanwinkle.com. Josh and Holly with you on your way into work and school. Home from work for you night shift warriors. Joined by special guest Dr. Aaron Carmine. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
I'm good. Let's move that microphone a little closer to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's no way to sound check this thing. I
Is
need
that
some-
better?
Oh, you sound good
Okay.
there. Can you hear yourself?
Yes, and I do want to say that this morning we are now unburdened by what has been.
Well, welcome to the team.
Yes,
Welcome to the team. You fit in great.
that's right. Am I hired?
Yeah, you're hired. You can
Okay.
you can take Holly's spot. It doesn't pay as well probably as dentistry.
Well, that's all right.
But if money's not important to you,
No, yeah, I'll just get a third job.
yeah, that's fine. That's what we all need to buy groceries these
That's
days, right?
That's right.
For those of you watching on Facebook, Holly's still here. We just don't have a camera on her. She's hanging out over there off camera. For those listening on the radio, Dr. Aaron Carmine joins us. You hear his ads sometimes about all of his teeth treatments and things like that, and make your smile great again and whatever it says. But he's been doing some philanthropic work. He's been doing some volunteer work.
Yep.
Lately, taking some trips out to East Tennessee and the ravaged area out there. You've made 2 trips. You just got back.
Yes.
Doing some volunteer work. Talk about that a little.
So actually, we went to North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, it's tomato.
Same
Both
thing.
areas are
Yeah.
hit very bad. So we were on vacation. It was a week after Helene had hit. We were on vacation, and here comes Milton. And my wife, she says to me, well, should we go home early? And I said, I don't know. Do you think we should? And she said, well, what happens if we just go home and maybe go out and help in North Carolina? We have a friend that is from the areas that was hit really hard.
Okay.
And she had been watching his stuff on TikTok and then his stuff on Facebook. And I didn't even think twice about it. I said, yeah, let's go home. Let's go home and go help out. So we went, loaded up some heavy equipment, and we went over to an area called Canton, which is just west of Asheville.
Okay.
So everybody knows Asheville, the Biltmore and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And area was just, devastated. If you're near a mountain, there's a good chance you were involved in a mudslide. And if you were by a stream or a creek, everything you had was underwater.
Oh, yeah.
It was terrible. So we went over there, hooked up with our friend Cole. Day one, we restored a mountain road. And when I mean mountain road, there's no asphalt. There's no, concrete. It is a very steep mountain road. 10 homes lived on it, and none of the people had been able to get down to the
wow.
bottom of it. And this was, nearly 2 weeks later.
Okay. So this is your
Oh,
first trip
gosh.
out
This is our
there,
first trip.
and 2 weeks after, and these people are stuck. up there.
They have to hike down. So here they come down the hill while we were working on the road. They're coming down the hill, and they have little hiking sticks and their backpack on. And then somebody will meet them at the bottom of the road and take them to the grocery store or whatever. And they just get necessities, because how are you going to?
You can't haul it all back up there.
So we had a couple skid steers, excavator, and a tractor, and basically took the road that had been completely washed out. There were 3 or 4 foot like ravines now in the middle of the road where there's just so much water
Yeah.
and not enough space.
Just cut
to
it out.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
a lot of those mountain roads are built along rivers. A lot of rivers run along
Right,
those mountains,
right.
all through East Tennessee and North Carolina. That's
Right.
why there was so much, devastation.
Yes, it was. It's just a different terrain there. So when it's going to be bad, it's going to be really bad. So we went and fixed that road. We were there all day long. Had a young guy come up to me, one of the guys that lived, on the mountain. He said, "Hey, can you think you come over here and help me out? We're getting ready to have a baby, our first baby, and there's a
wow.
little creek that runs down by our house, and it's now filled with like just debris." And I'm worried about the next storm, next rain, even just a simple rain.
It's going to dam it up.
It's gonna come down through my yard and into my house. So I wiggled my way through there with my excavator, dug some trees up, got them all dug out, built a big retaining wall. And I mean, those people were just so thankful.
I'm sure.
I mean, coming out and hugging us and saying, well, the county won't help us because this isn't a county road. They won't take over the road. The state won't help us. We're just left to whoever will come up here and actually help us. So
it's just kind of like it's a road, but it's not it's probably one of those. It's like, does it have 911 addresses on that road? Is it like County Road 37 kind of thing?
Yeah, there's actually a name of the road. I can't remember. It's like Hancock Road or something, but it is a true 1-lane gravel road.
Yeah.
And I mean, in some of the areas I wouldn't take a big truck up it because it's so narrow.
Yeah.
But people, the Appalachian people, they just live up there. They live off the land. They don't come down too often. They just stay up there.
Yeah.
So,
but they were trying. Do they have electricity up there?
Yeah, they had electricity.
Oh, wow.
It's a funny story. I was digging the ditch back out where it used to be a ditch where the water would go down. So I was digging it back out so we could keep water control. And I hit this huge, big line. I'm like,
What'd I get?
And so that was when the young guy came out, and I'm like, I just dug up like power or maybe cable or internet or something.
Yeah.
Well, he come out, and I had that was not the problem. Obviously, he was asking me to do
You're supposed to call 811 before you did.
There's no 811. Definitely no 811 at this situation.
Yeah.
So
you got to wait on them to come mark them.
That's right.
They'll be back in a few months.
That's right. So then I went out there and I pulled on it, and of course the end of it came out of the dirt, and it was just like frayed wires. And I said, okay, well, we're good.
Yeah.
I didn't break anything, but it just ravaged. So day 2 was a little bit more heartbreaking in terms of the story. We were involved in a house that had a massive mudslide that came down the mountain. It took his shop, his camper, everything outside, and just totaled it up against the backside of their house, knocked the house off the foundation.
Oh my gosh.
Snapped the floor joists. So the story, the guy, and his name slips my mind. But he told me, he said, Aaron, my mother-in-law just had leg surgery. She was in a full leg cast. It's him, his wife, his daughter, his teenage daughter, and his mother-in-law. His mother-in-law is living with him. She says, do you hear the tanks coming down the road? Now it's 70-mile-an-hour winds, rain inside where it's been raining 30 plus inches. And he's like, what are you talking about? She said, I'm telling you, there's tanks coming down the road. So he steps outside, everything's blowing, and here's this mudslide coming down the mountain.
Wow.
And what she was hearing was the big boulders just
snapping or rolling.
And then trees snapping in half. I mean, I'm not talking small little trees. I'm talking trees that you and I could put our hands together and couldn't fit around.
Yeah, full size grown trees.
Uprooting them. And so he had a 2-person tent, mind you, 70-mile-an-hour winds. They have a little knoll on the other side of their property. He throws his mother-in-law up on his shoulder. She can't walk. They go up. He has to hold this tent open with his back all night long because the wind kept knocking it down.
Oh, gracious.
He said, we all cried. We all prayed. He said, Aaron, he looked at me and said, I thought for certain we were going to die. And I mean, I got choked up listening to him because I mean, that's just a reality and that's just one story. And unfortunately,
that you just happen to stumble into.
Right. Right. And unfortunately, there's a lot of stories where people didn't make it, so we got them all dug out. Unfortunately, their insurance company, and I think in many of the cases, this is true. Nobody had these natural disaster riders on their insurance policy. So here they are, and insurance they're not going to pay for any of the fix. Yeah. And this is happening all over.
I've heard some of that. I've seen some of that on Twitter and Facebook where people are kind of up in arms about the insurance companies not covering these things.
And at that time, there's always there's this kind of a point of contention with FEMA, and is FEMA there? Is FEMA not there? Well, I've got two, because we just got back from a second trip.
Yeah, because there was FEMA, and then FEMA's not letting other people help. There's a bunch of different reports.
Right. So at that point in time, I asked him, I said, has FEMA been around here? And the guy said, they showed up in a truck. They took our name, number, wrote our address down, and said, we'll be in contact. That was basically all that they had seen, heard from FEMA up until that point. So that was, you let me know time wise when we need to take a break. You just let me know.
No, you're fine.
So we came back home. heart, God was pulling on my heart, like, you've got to go back. You've got to go back. These people are just, winter's coming.
Oh yeah.
We woke up in the morning. It was 29 degrees. It was freezing cold. And there's so many people sleeping in tents with babies.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but there's kids like losing their lives, like these little, newborns that are just outside to get hypothermia and die. And so we went back.
It's not getting a ton of national coverage.
No,
It's
it's
not.
not. And that's the sad thing, and I don't know, America's attention span is like, it's 2 weeks. Everything is 2 weeks, 2 weeks and we're on to the next, big major thing. So we went back this past Thursday. I had some friends of mine, Dr. Corey Glenn, Dr. Clive Wasson, Justin Woodall, and Charles Keller. We went to an area called Swannanoa, which is right next to Black Mountain. So that area was hit 10 times as hard as the area we had went to the first time. And I'm talking the area we worked at, the river rose 40, 50 feet. Half the dam broke. It's just, everything was devastated. The grocery stores were half underwater. It's very post-apocalyptic. In the Ingalls, which is their big grocery store down there.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been quite a while now.
Yeah. In Ingalls, they are, there's burn barrels sitting outside. There's people, with fires at night. There's people sleeping in their cars, sleeping in their truck beds because they don't have anywhere to go. FEMA camp was there offering vaccinations, and they had a laundromat, and they had bathrooms and showers and stuff. And they were signing people up for assistance. I don't know what that looks like. We were down there in that parking lot because there were a lot of food vendors that were giving out free food for the volunteers. And we didn't see a ton of people inside the FEMA kind of camp that they had, but there were a lot of people just sitting outside because they had nowhere to go. They have zero home, nowhere to go. So we met up. I don't know if you guys watch my TikTok. This is the most, I say it's a God wink. I'd been reaching out to several different organizations. Like, we've got a team, we've got 5 pieces of heavy equipment. We need to know where to go. And nobody had really gotten back to me. I found this number with this Restoration Church, and it was a cell number. And I texted and I said, hey, can somebody give me some direction here? We're 4 days out. I just don't want to show up and not have anywhere to go. And this guy texts me back and he says, is this Aaron? And I said, yeah. And he said, Aaron, he goes, I'm going to call you in a minute. So he calls me and he said, is this Aaron from Tennessee, Manchester, Tennessee? And I'm like, this guy's probably follows me on TikTok or something. And I said, yeah. How do you know me? He said, I was at your house a month ago. And I said, well, unless I never saw you, how's that possible? And he said, I was on a carrier service. I dropped off your son's birthday gift, which was a little mini Jeep. And of all the people that reached out to me, this guy, he's like, I stored your number in my phone. And I go, so he was working with Restoration Church, and we showed up. They put us on a site that had already, so this site was along the river. And guys, I tell you, the pictures do no justice. I have a video on it on TikTok. The river rose 40, 50 feet. You look up in the trees 30, 40 feet up, and there's clothing.
Oh, wow.
There's a semi crushed on the other side of the river. There is a fuel tanker as big as this building sitting on the other side of the river, and another one downstream.
Yeah. And there's no roads over there.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, everything is so devastated, worse than what the Canton, where we went the first time. And the first day you're just kind of taking it all in, and it's sad. You walk along, you see a photo book, photos in it, just mud all in it, and you pick them up. And I saved a few of them, trying to maybe get back to these people, but I don't know.
Tell them where that came from.
Right.
Could 30, 40-foot rivers, that come in forever.
Could have been 2-3 miles down the road or 10 miles down the road. Right. So the funny thing is, this guy that owns this site, there was, the shed places you see everywhere, selling the sheds on the side of the road.
Yes.
So this guy owned this piece of property, and he was selling sheds. Well, all the sheds obviously got wiped out. They're all downstream.
Lost all the sheds.
Yeah, we picked a lot of them out of the debris. He took 3/4 of this land and converted it over to a site for people to put campers on to live in, because there's nowhere for these people to go.
Nowhere to go. Yeah.
FEMA has paid for a month for families to be put up in hotels.
Well,
that
that'll
month
do
is
it.
up.
Yeah.
They had to ship them all to like Chattanooga, Knoxville, Atlanta. They're all coming back, and winter is like right here. And that elevation up there, it's just
Yeah, it
really
gets cold
cold
up there. Yeah.
really cold at night. So like, again, it's a little post-apocalyptic. There's burn barrels outside. There's families of 5 living in a camper, half the size of this room. Very sad. But man, these people just have hope. So this guy that owns this, actually Trump, speaking to him, came right to this area where we worked on and spoke with the owner. There's a video on YouTube, and this guy converted this area to this campsite, but the back side of it, I mean, there was hundreds of thousands of pounds of just debris, trees, vehicles that needed to be moved and cleaned up so they could get it ready. And that was our project for 3 days. We had 5 pieces of equipment, and we worked it from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. at night. And we got this land ready for these people. They're going to try to put 85 more campers into house these, people that are, and this is just in this little area of Swannanoa.
Just a tiny little spot. It's
Tiny little
devastation.
spot.
The swath, the damage is so wide.
Right. It is. But
usually it's one little community.
Yeah.
For a storm or
it's-
whatever. This is the whole western part of the state.
Right.
And the eastern part of Tennessee,
Right.
of course. So
completely devastated. And it's sad, but it's hopeful at the same point in time. But let's be honest here. And this is non-political. This is just truth. I get asked, was FEMA there? FEMA is there, but they have to hire everything out. So it's good old boys that have the machinery and the equipment.
when the FEMA's not going to move at any kind of rate of speed.
No, there's so much governmental tape. And I learned a lot from this second trip. Land is very scarce, even though it's wide and there's a ton of it. It's very scarce where you can it's livable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these people they had motor homes or, campers, trailers, mobile homes, or like just a double wide on rented land. Well, they all got washed out and the roads are inaccessible. So the owners of the land are like, well, I'm not cleaning it out. Like, sorry, you don't have anywhere to live right now. Or the owner may be maybe in another state.
Yeah.
So these people just have nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
And there's no hotels. We think, we could just go down the Comfort Inn. No, there's no hotels. These places are just
they're isolated.
Yeah, very isolated.
The world, not a lot out there.
Right.
Well, let's keep talking about it when we come back. We've got Dr. Carmine with
Sure.
us. You're about to interfere with birthday time, and that is a no-no. So we got birthdays coming up in just a minute. And then we're going to keep talking. Dr. Carmine will hang out with us in the 8 o'clock hour too.
Sure.
So y'all don't go anywhere. Thunder Radio Morning Show brought to you by Dr. Van Winkle. And we're going to do birthdays next.
Looking for affordable, reliable auto repair? Look no further than
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful.
So I didn't want to say it on air, but like where we were working, like 3 weeks ago, they found 11 bodies. Like right where we were, we were cleaning up this mess. I mean, these piles of trees and debris are 30, 40 foot tall. And Steve, the guy that was the one that contacted me and had been to my house, he said, hey, just be careful when you're digging around here. I'm like, and he said, we found, there was 6 foot of dirt that was never there before.
Yeah.
He said, we found 11 bodies 3 weeks ago here, and they were all tangled up in this tree right here. I'm like,
just buried by the,
and there's a funky little smell that is there, and I don't know what it is. It's just all the dirt and muck and smell, like stuff that got, brought up. But yeah, it's not good. So, but it's just sad. You see like kids' clothing and backpacks, and you just think, okay, were these people able to get out? Were they not? The bridges washed out. Yeah. So we're gonna go back. It's gonna be a several year, I think, project.
No, yeah, it's going to take them forever.
Yeah.
Some places they said some places are just going to be wiped off the map. Period. They're not going to be.
Oh, they're not going to rebuild.
They're not going to.
Chimney Rock, they're trying to dig it out, but it's.
I think I've seen some videos from there. There's no bringing that back.
The town is just gone. It's like it was there and then it's not. It's like, well, how do you build that back?
One of the things that I kept hearing was that not only was FEMA not a lot of help. Them and other officials were stopping folks from being. Did you run into?
Yeah. So they had Steve. Of course, he's from there. He was telling me that FEMA so they've shut the landfills down, the local landfills down. They have to haul everything like an hour and a half away on these mountainous roads, and they're like,
oh no, those roads are awful.
They're terrible, and
you don't traverse those on the daily.
And they can't find anybody that will allow them to dump just like wood and stuff to let it dry out to burn it. So FEMA's pretty much come in and said, no, can't haul anything more out. Landfill's gone. So they're at the standstill, and it's government in a nutshell. There's a lot of people pointing fingers, a lot of people who want to be the chief, but there's no work getting done.
Yeah.
And so it takes, Steve he said to me, look, they told us not to clean this site up because the EPA needs to come in and soil test the sample and make sure that
there you go.
Good. And seriously, and this is the reality of it. And he said, we told them, screw them. We're just doing
what are you going to do?
We're just doing it. He said, we don't care. We have people that are going to freeze to death if they're not. And there were tents up already along the river.
Yeah.
He said, there are people going to freeze to death at night.
Yeah. Because we're waiting on the EPA to soil test.
And he said, and when are they going to get that done? Next year?
Yeah, they don't care.
So we're like that.
Traces, federal agencies are a headache.
That was everywhere. And that's an excavator. I mean, you can barely see the top of it. It's just debris. That was where we were working.
A stroller.
Yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad.
Birthday time on the Thunder Radio Morning Show. I got local birthdays we're going to touch on real quick. Happy birthday to Sachiko Cope, Patricia O'Connor, and Brandon Simmons. Happy birthday to all those people. If your birthday is today or you know someone who has one, call it in. 728-1320. We'll put you on the list. We draw this afternoon for a slice of birthday pie from the Mercantile Cafe Bakery and Gift Shop. And at the end of the week, we draw for our grand prize, a birthday cake from the Food Lion. And don't forget anniversaries. We draw for a floral arrangement from the Mossy Pot that happens at the end of the week. Holly, celebrities? No?
Yeah, I do. Sally Field has a birthday today. She turns 78. Ethan Hawke turns 54. And Emma Stone turns 36
Who's
today.
Emma Stone?
Go ahead and hit the button.
Okay, let's see.
You don't even know who she is.
The name sounds familiar.
Okay.
The name sounds.
She sounds famous, so she's probably.
Yeah.
She's probably cute.
Who is she? She's married to somebody I know. Or
no.
No.
Nope.
So not the person I was thinking of.
I don't know who you're thinking of, buddy.
What is she playing?
I can't even think of a movie that you may have seen her in. You know Emma Stone, right, Doc?
Yeah, she's been in quite a few movies.
Yeah. She's in something with Ryan Gosling. La La Land.
I'm trying to think, what movie was she in? That was a big one that she was in. Well, Ethan Hawke, was he in Training Day? Was that him?
Yeah.
No, you better ask Holly about movies. Don't ask me about
with
movies.
Denzel.
Yeah. I always liked him. He's pretty good actor. But he might be one of the ones that wants to leave the country.
He's probably leaving the country along with John Cusack and a whole lot of others.
I got to be careful of this mic over here. I know Holly licked it last week, so
It's been sanitized.
we sprayed it. Don't worry about it. All right, we got more morning show, Thunder Radio Morning Show Overdrive, financed by New Haven Mortgage. Heather Phillips and her team, over 60 years of experience in the home lending industry, and now maybe interest rates will come down. Talk to them at 1300 MacArthur Street, online at newhavenmtg.com, NMLS 1477317.
Broadcasting from the Unity Medical Center studios, this is Thunder Radio, WMSR, 1320 AM, 106.
Got this stupid, when I got back, we were working in so much dust and debris. Oh, I feel like I sucked in a pound of silt. It was bad.
No, I can imagine. Just one day on a skid steer at our house, just doing work around. It's the dust up in my nose.
Oh yeah.
So I can't imagine.
Blow it out for like a week.
During the summer, we were doing pool work, and it was we were trying to finish the pool, wouldn't stop raining, and then now I'm trying to plant grass and it won't rain.
Yeah. I aerated my yard this year, and I kind of I had to water it. I got a nice little water bill this past month.
Well, it didn't rain. It stopped raining in July, and then didn't rain.
The last 2 years. Last year I aerated it and put the grass seed down, and it didn't rain back again until like February. And I'm like, well, that seed's gone.
Birds got that.
Right. So then we had a little rain last week, and it's grown pretty good this year. But I've had to have hose on this forever. Water ain't cheap these days, so.
For sale, bulldozer and a pallet of armor plates. Bought for project, no longer needed.
right. I love that. Yeah.
We're good.
We had a, it's so funny. I turned on, MSNBC this morning was the
I
one
bet
that
it
goes,
was a fun little, that's what I like to do. I'm flipping
Yeah.
around like, what are they doing?
well, Rick goes, turn on Fox News, because we don't really watch the news much.
Yeah.
And she goes, turn on Fox News. I said, no, we're turning on MSNBC. They're worse than CNN.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they had a 5-panel discussion up there. The one guy goes, what am I supposed to tell my daughter? What am I supposed to tell your daughter? And I was like,
tell them Trump won.
That Trump won and she's a girl.
Yeah.
She can't change her her
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then the one guy goes, I think we just, we have to learn from this, and we have to pretty much go further left to win next time. And I go,
No, that's not the answer, guys.
that's not going to win, y'all. Like,
Return
further
to
left,
center.
yeah, further left means you're just alienating such a large chunk of America. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work that way.
What irritates me is that they think that Americans who vote for Trump are not smart enough. They're like, oh, well, they've been brainwashed by Trump's rhetoric and whatever, and think that we're not smart enough to be able to make that decision for us, and that's irritating.
The dude they had on last night, I don't even know what channel we were watching. He was like, I came to vote because my girlfriend texted me and told me I had to, or she was going to break up with me.
It was just.
And I was like, what? And the little lady was like, seriously? And he's like, no, I just made that up.
Let's put this guy on radio.
Yeah.
You voted for who? Kamala.
How about her? How about her on the phone last night? And she's like calling people, and she's like, "Oh,
she was on a camera."
And then she turned it over, and it was like her camera.
It was a fake phone call.
And
what?
Yeah,
I got the video. I'll send it to you.
It's so.
Yeah, it's one of those fake phone calls that she does. She's like, I guess he was talking to somebody who voted for her in a room of people. She's like, "You voted? You did?
Oh, thank
you."
So
And she, for whatever reason, she flashes the phone to the audience like she's talking on the phone. And you look, and it's her camera. Her camera's on, and she puts it back down and starts talking for another like 2 minutes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, how does this? How did? Yeah,
I know.
How did he?
I thought I sent it to you.
How did it not have like a Reagan-esque, almost like win where he won everything but like one state?
Yeah.
I mean, it was close.
Oh, it's about as close as it's going to be now.
Yeah,
I think.
The hopeful thing is the good thing is so hopefully we retain, the Republicans retain the House.
Yes, yeah.
They've got the Senate, so we know there's not going to be no impeachment. They'll kill that, so he doesn't have to fight that for 4 years. But I'm just hoping and praying that he can stay protected. That's my big thing.
But between now and January 20th or whatever,
and
that's what. Well, the girl, when she was asking if something bad was going to happen now, she's like, I feel like somebody's going to do something now.
Well, I mean, I think that's a legit concern, but I do like JD Vance. I do like JD Vance. He's very. They said when she was going door to door too.
You did, thank you.
So cringy.
It's just so fake.
You did. Why
Well,
did she
you did?
show
Oh,
the phone?
yeah.
You're not on a FaceTime. Like she showed the phone like she was FaceTiming somebody.
They showed that last night, and there was it was on a TikTok feed, and there were all these liberal people on there. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I voted for her, but this is just terrible."
Really?
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people were
buyer's remorse on that one.
They knew it was coming.
Yeah, well, that'll be the end of her political career.
Yeah. She'll probably try to get back into Congress, but I don't know that that'll happen.
Yeah, she'll be like Romney.
She'll be like Al. She'll turn out to be like Al Gore's secretary or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Go find another Willie Brown.
I can't wait.
Are you his daughter? No.
No, I'm not.
That's so funny to me. I don't know why.
You could see the insulted look on her
No,
face.
not. Well, what are you doing here?
If you believe everyone gets a trophy, life is fair, and subscribe to Cancel Culture Thinking, you know what? You might want to change the channel. Yeah, because you're about to get offended. Okay, you've been warned. This is the Thunder Radio Morning Show with Josh and Holly.
Thunder Radio Morning Show continues. Morning Show Overdrive, financed by our friends at New Haven Mortgage. Learn more about how they can help you. Maybe you want to do a little cash out refinance. You feel better about the economy this morning, and you like to, you know what? I'd like to do some work at the house. Maybe put up a building, do a pool, whatever. Take advantage of the equity in your home. New Haven Mortgage, newhavenmtg.com, NMLS 1477317. Morning Show. We're still Holly's here, and we're still joined by Dr. Aaron Carmine. He's been here. We're not talking politics so much as we're talking hurricane disaster cleanup out in North Carolina that he's been involved in.
Yes.
And it's been some really crazy stories that we're hearing out of you. Just the level of work. And you were telling us during the break, you think it's probably going to be a couple of years for a lot of these people out there.
Yes, it is. The area is so devastated that, look, if you think this is going to be done with, January, they'll be cleaned up. Like, it is not. It is going to take several years. So my message to everybody is they need volunteers for everything. I don't care if you can rip drywall off or, pick up a hammer, pick up a screwdriver, sort clothes, sort food. They're doing deliveries. So they're driving around to different communities because most people, cars, their vehicles were totaled.
Yeah,
sure.
So they have nowhere to go, and they don't have, DoorDash and stuff is not running there. Most of the restaurants were underwater. So they need help. If you can get a group of people together, and if you need, you can reach out to me on Facebook. I do have some contacts over there. I can put you in the right direction. We stayed in a military tent, and it was a little cold at night, but we were in a sleeping bag on some cots. They had laundry service there. They had hot showers at night. They had food in the morning, food in the afternoon. But what's a little cold to help some people out. So if anybody's out there and feeling the
people
urge,
are asking on Facebook,
right?
Like, what can we do to help?
Yeah,
So,
if people want to help and want to get a team together, I can put you in the direction of it. My only plea is show up with an open heart. Show up ready to do any job they ask you to do. They did have some issues with people. I think they want to be like they want to be Godzilla. They want to be King Kong. They want to be superhero. And they come in there and they're like, oh, we need you to go on this hillside and throw trash down to the excavators. And they're like, well, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to
pull people from the rubble.
Yeah. I want to go search for bodies. And they're like, no, we don't. We've got special teams doing that. But it takes a village. It takes everybody doing every job, small or large, to make it all happen. So, but definitely they're going to need people, and they're going to need people for years to come. So if you ever want to do it, you can friend request me on Facebook. You can get your information to Josh and Holly. They can reach out to me. I can put you in contact with this organization. They're very well organized. And they're
probably better organized than the federal government.
Yes, they're doing great things, and it's all faith driven too. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. So, you heard that. It's Dr. Carmine, and he's been, if people have just joined us, he was telling us stories. He's been out there. He's been to North Carolina a couple of times now.
Yep.
Doing cleanup with some of his heavy equipment. And that's, I don't have heavy equipment to take, so I would probably be the trash thrower.
Yeah, I would.
You know, that's what and plus, if I had it, I don't think they want me on it.
Well,
I would probably do more harm than good if I got myself on an excavator.
It's amazing. So this family showed up. They're originally from Puerto Rico. They live in West Virginia. He is a contractor. He has 8 boys. So like 28 all the way down to 12.
Okay.
So he brings his 12 and his 15-year-old. Now this 12-year-old is the size. He's a cute little kid, but he's a short little kid. I mean, he's the size of my 8-year-old. And he starts talking to us, and they brought a skid steer, and they're like, well, we want to help. So hey, come on in. We need the help. We need all the help we can get. This little 12-year-old says, can I get on your excavator? I said, well, we're trying to get some work done. I would love to show you. He goes, no, I can run this thing. I said, are you sure? And his dad goes, oh yeah, he's been running machinery since he's been 4. And I said, okay, like, yeah,
that's gotta be scary for you.
Well, yeah, I'm like, well, is this kid gonna flip it? And then I'm in trouble, and now I'm getting sued.
Yeah.
So
just a little cautious.
I said, well, sure, you can get on. Let me just finish this little area. He hops on the skid steer that his dad brought and takes off, and he's picking up thousands of pounds tilting this thing. Working it like an adult, picking up debris with the grapple, flying around. and he can barely see over the seat.
Oh,
nice.
And I'm telling you what, he worked my excavator better than I did.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid was amazing. And the 15-year-old brother had a broken foot. He was in a cast. He was working the dump truck that they brought, and when the skid steer.
them.
I mean, they were out there, and he said the dad came up to us at the last day, and he said, "Thank you for letting my boys do this and helping out." And I said, "Well, sure." And he said, "You know, they got 6 older brothers, and they're always told, no, we get to do it. We're older. You're too little." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, you have got some workers on your hand. These kids could outwork most adults."
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's the cool stories you get
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah.
You know, there's still so much devastation out there, but people are, you know, there's little bitty bright spots.
Yes.
You know, that you can pull away from it. You
And
know,
the mom was on the hillside. I mean, this hillside was steep, going up to the main road. She was up there just throwing doors down, throwing drywall down, throwing, you know, OSB board down. She was out there working like harder than anybody that came on that hillside.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, this family's got it. This family's got it together.
Yeah.
They've got it going on.
Was there a
So-
lot of other volunteer groups out there that you saw?
Yeah. So there's a ton. The church was cool. We had meetings in the morning, and there's 50, 60 people there.
Okay.
And they sent different groups to doing different things. They had a group of chainsaw guys that were going out and cutting up a bunch of trees on different properties, so the heavy equipment could come in and start hauling it out.
Okay.
They had clothes sorters, food runners. I mean, everything you could think of. But yeah, there's, you know, this is just one organization, one church. There's many of them
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's now. You said you're going to go back. Do you know when?
I'm thinking probably after the first of the year. You know, we're heading into Thanksgiving, and then you got Christmas, and it's probably going to be at weather depending.
Yeah.
And
And you still got to work too.
Yeah, and you know, I've had some time off, and schedule's getting kind of booked out, so I've got to get that caught up, and then we'll decide to probably go back out in January sometime, weather depending. If they've got 6 inches of snow on the ground, likely not.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to let that, you know, all thaw and maybe do it in the springtime sometime, because when you use heavy equipment, you've got to have solid ground to work on, or you're just creating more of a mess.
Yeah.
So
And you got to see what you're doing.
yeah, right.
Too.
Right.
You know, you don't want to be
Yeah.
digging up wires or whatever you
Yeah.
were doing at one time. That's what
Yeah.
I would have done. I would have really messed some stuff up.
There you go.
They'd be like, buddy, we could use you over here signing people in.
Yeah. Hey, and they
Young
need
fella.
that too. Yeah, they need that too. So
That'd be my job, you know. But we're glad that you did that. You obviously didn't have to do that, and
Well-
didn't have to take your equipment that you paid for out there to do that kind of work. I mean, that's not something that you have to do, you
Well-
know, but you seem to obviously feel called to do that.
yeah, you know, I think you know, not to get biblical on you, but the Bible tells us that we need to help people where we can and when we can. And sometimes that means just listening to people. Sometimes that means, you know, taking heavy equipment and going and helping them. So there's all aspects that we can help people out with. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary, and it doesn't have to be physical. Sometimes it's just listening to people.
Yeah.
They just want to be heard. They want to tell their story, and they want to talk to people. You know, they just want to sit and talk to people. And we found that out when we went out the first trip. You know, Brooke, my wife, can't work an excavator, nor would she want to. It would be a funny TikTok video watching it flip over. But she sat there and prayed with people, and just talked with people and listened to them, and that meant more to those people
Absolutely.
than watching us clean up their property.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I looked over, and you know, the mom and the grandma are crying. Brooke's holding their hands, and I'm sure she was praying for them. You know, they all had their heads down, and yeah, they need that too. You know,
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
need prayer, and they need people over there that are, you know, this is a
Gotta be
spiritual thing too.
It's got to be a lonely feeling.
Very lonely. And you can one girl I met at the second trip, you could see in her eyes, I mean, depression setting in.
Oh.
You could see it in it. And I just sat in my trailer bed, and I talked to her for like just 5 minutes. And that's all she wanted. She just wanted somebody to talk to that would listen to her. And so that's just important. That's important too.
Absolutely. And when it first happened, it was all over the news. People were talking about it, and you know, praying for the victims of the devastation, you know,
You got it right.
And now it's been a while, and you don't see as much like on you're not seeing videos on TikTok as much about it. And so for the folks that live there, imagine that's very like, we're still here. This is not better. It's still
Yeah, it's going to take a while. And then there's also it's like if you're looking for ways to help, get in touch with Dr. Carmine. There's a lot of scamming opportunities out there, and people are trying to help, and they're giving their money to people who aren't helping. There's a lot of that going on.
Do not give your money to a Venmo or a Cash App or a PayPal unless you actually know the person
and you know what they're doing.
There are a lot of scam artists out there that are saying, "Hey, we're stuck on the mountain. We can't get down. We need money." And people are just out of the goodness of their heart giving them $100, $200.
Yeah.
These people are living in Missouri.
Yeah, well, money's not going to get them off that mountain.
No. So just be careful. Samaritan's Purse is a really good organization. They're there and they're on the ground actually working.
Yeah, I think they run Bongino. Maybe I heard them.
Yeah, they are really good. If you've Red Truckmen is another one. They are just local group that help with disaster relief.
Yeah, they're out there telling FEMA to get out of the way. We got it.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately that is what we need to do right now. And just say, hey, government, if you're not going to be here to help, get out of the way and let us do it.
Yeah.
So they had a real quick story. They had a road.
No, you got time.
They had a road over that way, and it's been all over TikTok and the groups that I followed on Facebook. They had this mountain road that was completely washed out, and of course the government comes in, NDOT comes in and says it's going to take a year for us to rebuild this road, and these people are like, we don't got a year.
Yeah.
In comes a coal miner group out of West Virginia with big dozers. Big excavators, big dump
stuff.
trucks.
Yeah.
They got the road fixed in less than a week.
See, that's what blows my mind about the government.
Less than a week. It's fixed.
Yeah. But yes, let's please expand the federal government, have more
Yeah.
agencies, right?
Yeah. It's like any other agency. It's like, oh, fix the problem, throw more money at it. It'll fix it. No, we just need people to actually like do the work and fix it. Yeah.
Let me just fix it. And then it's done. Like that. A week. How about that?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I know.
Listen, now Dr. Carmine's good on excavator, but you are not. Okay. You're not. And by you, I'm talking to anybody listening. Dirtworks can help with your excavation projects at home. Maybe you need to fix some water runoff issues, need new drainage, need some land cleared, sod installed. They do all that at Dirtworks. 931-409-0782.
Enjoy the morning show with Josh and Holly on the Carmine Family Dental Camera Perfect Smile Cams. Just find Thunder Radio on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube to watch the show.
Are you dreaming of a home to call your...
My house was one of his first major big projects.
Was it?
He
does
brought
great
his
work.
Harley rake over and got my yard all smoothed out, and then he laid sod and got everything flowing right. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about quitting Nissan." He was like, "But I've got insurance, but I'm getting so busy doing the actual dirt work stuff." And it wasn't, but maybe a year later he quit Nissan full time and then started doing dirt work.
It's scary to quit your job and start your own business or something like that. And I just
Anybody that does that,
I know. Hats off to him.
I know.
I hope he does well.
He seems to be doing really good. He's been doing it for a little while now. Yeah.
That's been over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I think he's expanded now. And if I need dirt or whatever, like stone before, I just call him up. He next thing you know, it's in my field. I just send him some Venmo or whatever. And he's good. He's a good guy. He's a hard worker. It's on that. He works. He work it. So
I appreciate that. Just somebody that works hard. Like we have people who will put in an application or something like that, and I'm like, okay, this person needs a job. But then I see on their personal Facebook later, things that they're not all the listening to things they're not willing to do.
Right.
When I worked at the hospital, if they were like, okay, Holly,
change your bedpan.
Change your bedpan.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, right. If I don't do it, somebody's gonna come in and take that position, and they're gonna do it. And then,
I remember when I worked at Pepperidge Farms and I was in college, and before the conveyor system was down, so we couldn't load anything up because none of the product was coming down the line. Everything was on a haul, belt blown or something. And they look at me and the guy goes, "Hey, we're gonna be down probably a couple hours. You got two options. We can let you go home, or you can stay, but I'm gonna put you on their job." And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna make money. I want to stay."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, go clean the toilets, bring them back to bathrooms." And I was like, he goes, Buckets right there, gloves are in there. Showed me where the closet was. I opened it up. I mean, I'm in there like cleaning toilets, wiping everything down, mopping the floor. I'm like, it is what it is.
You gotta get paid.
You know, like, it's, you know, it was.
COVID has made a lot of that worse. We all wanted to work from home.
Again, thankfully right now I've got a really good staff, but I have went through a dozen employees since I moved down here, maybe more. Just, you know, they don't want to work, or they want to work their hours.
I can only work from 9 to 3.
They want to make this awesome pay. And then you tell them, like, can you stay after, or can you come in a day early, or can you come in on a Wednesday? We've got 4 or 5 patients we need to get in.
It's like asking for their firstborn child or something.
And then they turn around and they're like, well, I need to make more money. And I'm like, well, I just offered you 8 more hours at $20 an hour.
Yeah. You did
last Wednesday, and you didn't come in. And they're like, well, yeah, I know, but I had to get my nails done and take my dog to the groomer. And I'm like,
okay. They want you to just give them that.
So you spent $150.
And you could earn it.
You could have made $150.
I get it. You want, I don't want to work every day all day, but I mean, it is what it is. If you need more money, then go to work.
And you guys know, as owners, you work a lot of hours and nobody sees.
Yeah.
Golly. It's
after hours. Just like today's my day off. I'm going to work on dental cases for 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to do more tonight at home, but
it's not really a day off.
No.
There's no days off. I work Saturday and I work Sunday.
There's no days off.
When I go on vacation, I kind of get days off, but I still work.
You come home and it's
and then I come home and
it's a nightmare.
I'm like, I don't want to come.
It's not worth going.
I got sticky notes all over my desk. I walk in and I look at my office door and I go, oh. I just sit down and Debbie goes, we try not to overwhelm you, but this person's hurting, this person's got this person's got that. I'm like, looking at my schedule, I'm like, all right, where am I gonna get them in? I'm like, just trying. I'm like, well, we're just gonna stay late, 2 or 3 nights this week.
But nobody wants to stay late with me.
And thankfully my girls don't complain too much.
That's good.
I had one girl that she worked for me. She left to go back to the factory that she quit prior to coming to work for me. And then she realized that sucks.
Mm.
And she called me and begged me. She's like, I'll come back to work for you, please, 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 please. So I was like,
nah.
And I hired her back.
You did?
And she's good. No, she's really good at what she does, though. But she's been there.
Oh, good.
Yeah. How long?
It's going to wrap it for us today. Big thanks to everybody for hanging out with us. Thanks, Dr. Carmine, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We do appreciate that. Catch replays of today's show on Apple and Spotify. Search for The Morning Show with Josh and Holly. Join our tens of subscribers there. You can also rewatch the show on the Carmine Family Dental Camera Perfect Smile cameras on Facebook and YouTube. Search for Thunder Radio. Holly, good show today. Well done.
Thanks, buddy.
Mercantile Cafe Bakery and Gift Shop is open right now. They open at 7 o'clock for grab-and-go breakfast. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, full-service breakfast on Saturday. But the big thing they got going on right now are their Thanksgiving bundles. That's what we do for Thanksgiving. We make our order with the Mercantile. We do a couple of large bundles, and we pick it up Wednesday before we reheat and serve on Thursday. We don't have to do any of the cooking, any of the dishes, none of that. Mercantile does it for you, and it is delicious. Get those orders in now, 723-2491. Swap and Chop coming up next. Have a good day.